In 1962, a chemist named Rachel Carson published a book called Silent Spring. She documented something the pesticide industry had known for years and never disclosed. The chemicals they were selling to eliminate garden pests were simultaneously eliminating the soil biology, the beneficial insects, and the natural pest regulation systems that had kept agriculture functioning without any purchased input for 10,000 years. The book triggered a national conversation. The industry responded with lobbying, legal challenges, and a marketing campaign, and then the conversation quietly ended. The pesticides kept selling, the biology kept dying, and today the global pesticide market is worth $75 billion annually, built entirely on a problem that 5 kitchen scraps solve for free. Here is what that $75 billion industry needs you never to calculate. The average American gardener spends between $50 and $150 per season on pesticide products that kill pest populations after infestations occur. They do not prevent infestations. They do not strengthen plant biology. They do not address why pests chose your plants in the first place. And they require repurchasing every single season because they solve nothing permanently. The 5 preparations in this video cost nothing, take between 20 minutes and 7 days to produce, and work by making your plants biologically unattractive to pests before any infestation begins. At GrowWise Vision, this is exactly what we dig up. The system is Korean natural farming, developed and documented by Han-Kyu Cho in the 1960s, based on 2,000-year-old Asian agricultural tradition. Roman agricultural writer Columella documented garlic and herb-based pest deterrent preparations in De Re Rustica, approximately 65 CE. These were not folk remedies, they were precision biological interventions, based on thousands of years of observed results. University of Hawaii field trials confirmed Korean natural farming inputs, eliminated pesticide use entirely across all trial farms, while doubling crop productivity. The $75 billion pesticide industry has no commercial incentive to tell you that. If you want more of this translated into free practical tools for your garden, subscribe now. We publish every few days. Here are the 5 preparations, exactly how to make each one, exactly which pest problem each one solves, and exactly why the biology works. Preparation 1 is hot pepper water. This is your fastest emergency spray, ready in 20 minutes, and the most immediately effective preparation for active aphid and mite infestations. Columella documented hot pepper preparations as direct pest deterrents in 65 CE. The mechanism is capsaicin, the compound that makes peppers hot, which disrupts the chemoreceptors that soft-bodied insects use to identify food sources. Aphids and mites physically cannot feed on plants treated with capsaicin solution because their nervous system reads the plant's surface as chemically hostile. Chop 4 to 6 hot peppers, any variety works, hotter is more effective, and boil in 1 quart of water for 15 minutes. Cool completely. Strain and dilute at 1 part pepper liquid to 4 parts water. Then add 1 teaspoon of liquid Castile soap as an emulsifier. Apply as a foliar spray directly onto affected plant surfaces, early morning or late evening. Reapply every 4 to 5 days during active infestation. Total cost per batch, under $1 if you grow your own peppers, otherwise $0. Preparation 2 is Lactic Acid Bacteria Serum. This is your fungal disease eliminator, and it works on a mechanism that no synthetic fungicide replicates. Lactic acid bacteria colonize plant leaf surfaces and create a mildly acidic microenvironment, one that fungal pathogens simply cannot survive in. University of Hawaii CTAHR confirmed lab's foliar application prevents powdery mildew, early blight, and septoria, while simultaneously reducing pest pressure by improving the leaf surface microbiome. To produce labs at home, rinse 1 cup of uncooked rice in 2 cups of water for 2 minutes. Strain and keep the cloudy rice wash water. Leave uncovered at room temperature for 5 to 7 days, until it smells slightly sour. That is your lactic acid bacteria colony establishing. Mix 1 part rice wash with 10 parts whole milk. Then leave covered with breathable cloth for 5 to 7 more days. The liquid separates, and the yellowish liquid on top is your lab's concentrate. Strain and store in glass. Dilute at 1 tablespoon per gallon of unchlorinated water. Apply as foliar spray every 2 weeks preventatively, or weekly during active disease pressure. Cost per batch, 0 if you have rice and milk. Preparation 3 is Oriental Herbal Nutrient. This is your broad-spectrum plant immune system activator. The preparation that Korean natural farming practitioners consider the most powerful input in the entire system. Ochen is fermented from garlic, ginger, licorice root, cinnamon, and angelica, herbs that Asian medicine has used for 2,000 years for their antimicrobial and immune-activating compounds. Fermentation concentrates those compounds into a liquid that, when applied to plants, triggers systemic acquired resistance, the plant's own immune response mechanism, making it measurably more resistant to both pest attack and disease simultaneously. Combine equal parts by weight of chopped garlic, ginger, and cinnamon with brown sugar at a 1-to-1 ratio. Pack into a glass jar, cover loosely, ferment at room temperature for 7 days, stirring daily. Strain, dilute at 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. Apply as foliar spray every 2 weeks throughout the growing season. The antimicrobial compounds in garlic alone, specifically allicin, have been measured in peer-reviewed research as effective against over 23 species of bacteria and multiple fungal pathogens. Preparation 4 is water-soluble calcium. This is the preparation most gardeners never hear about, and it targets pest resistance at the cellular level. Healthy plant cell walls contain adequate calcium in a crystalline structure, one that makes them physically difficult for soft-bodied insects to penetrate. Calcium-deficient cell walls are softer and easier to pierce. Aphids, thrips, and spider mites preferentially attack calcium-deficient plants because penetration requires less energy. University of Hawaii CTAHR documented water-soluble calcium as a cell wall strengthening input that improves plant physical resistance to pest penetration. To make it, burn clean eggshells in a dry pan until they turn gray, approximately 10 minutes. Cool completely. Place burned eggshells in a glass jar and cover with raw apple cider vinegar. The vinegar dissolves the calcium from the shells into immediately plant-available calcium acetate solution over 7 days. Strain, dilute at 1 teaspoon per gallon of water. Apply as foliar spray once every 2 weeks, from transplanting through peak fruiting. Cost per batch, 0 if you save eggshells and have apple cider vinegar. Preparation 5 is Fermented Garlic Barrier Spray. This is your perimeter defense, applied around the base of plants and along garden edges, to create a chemical barrier that crawling pests, slugs, and larger insects navigate around rather than through. Raw garlic contains allicin at concentrations that are immediately repellent to a broad spectrum of insects and physically toxic to slugs at contact. Fermentation concentrates allicin further, while adding beneficial microbial compounds that persist in soil for up to 2 weeks after application. Crush 1 full bulb of garlic and steep in 1 quart of water for 24 hours. Do not heat. Heat destroys allicin. Strain and add 1 teaspoon of liquid Castile soap. Apply undiluted around plant bases and along garden perimeter edges, after every rainfall or every 10 to 14 days in dry conditions. Slugs crossing the treated soil barrier will turn and navigate around it. Aphid colonies establishing on neighboring plants will not migrate through the treated zone. Cost per batch, under $1 if you grow your own garlic, otherwise 0. The pesticide industry spent 60 years and $75 billion, making you believe that pest control requires a purchased product. It does not. It never did. 5 kitchen scraps, 0 cost, a system that strengthens your plants rather than poisoning your soil. Ancient farmers ran this system for 2,000 years before anyone tried to sell them an alternative. 3 seasons from now, your garden will have lower pest pressure than it has ever had. Your soil biology will be intact. Your beneficial insect populations will be recovering. And you will walk past the pesticide aisle at the garden center and keep walking. The most complete pest control system available was never for sale. It was sitting in your kitchen the whole time. Next, we are covering a buried wood system that feeds your soil for 20 years without a single amendment. A technique called hojul culture that medieval European farmers used to turn woodland debris into the most productive raised beds ever measured. If that belongs in your garden this season, subscribe before you leave and hit the bell.